I am Father Carlito Clase in the Diocese of Butuan, working in Indigenous Peoples Apostolate at the same time, part of the Caraga Conference for Peace and Development, which we organized 3 years ago, but registered just 2 years ago. But it was started between the military and the churches, which we work together, and it's all about the discussions in conflict, which people are really clamoring that the military are doing harassments and bad thing with them. And until comes a time that there is an issue on arming people. But me, as being assigned as Social Action Director at that time, trying to reach out to the military officers what we can do, and giving some feedback what the military people also doing on the ground with our communities, especially among the IPs. Until such a time that we were able to talk some issues that the military wanted also to help, but the people wanted to have a change. And it started in a certain officer, Captain Gusi, and then the battalion commander, Colonel Tabuga, just a roundtable discussions. And from there, it becomes fruitful na nagpuntahan na yung police, pagkatapos naman yung mga other stakeholders. So, marami kaming naresolbang conflict just out of coffee talk or roundtable discussions. So, we don't have big agendas, but just bringing wild cards. Wild cards for us is the issues on the ground, and we will try to discuss, debate. From there, we try to find ways and solutions of the problem. So if there are certain communities who are directly affected with armed conflict, both sides, from the military or from the NPA, or from the private sectors or from the private army, and for those who are individuals who have the arms, so we discuss on the table, we lay down on the table, and then some military officers give some solutions, and some police officers give some solutions, and other departments also give some solutions, and comes other priests and the bishops gives some solutions. In a bigger scenario, we're able to make plans and amends what we can do for the communities who are victims of a certain conflict. And just a matter of days or weeks, it's being resolved, because the major stakeholders was able to discuss what's going on the ground, and then we will try to hear what's going on the ground also from the people who are victim of a certain conflict. So there are a lot of conflict in our province or in our Caraga region. We call it interlocking conflict. There is an inter-tribal conflict, intra-tribal conflict, and most of it is, the cause is on natural resources, land tenure, logging, mining. Another cause is also the ideology among the NPAs. There are NPAs who are living on ideology, which is the good ideology that they claim, that they believe that can change the country. But there are also NPAs which I discover are just making monies, revolution taxes, revolutionary taxes which they collected from the people and from the investors. And on the other side also, with the military, they are trying to change and transform their battalions or their companies into being a good military men. And they try to reach out people together with the church. So it builds bonding, and it builds trust and confidence to each other. So based on our experience with the Caraga Conference for Peace and Development, trying to deliver development, we try to access other NGOs and INGOs, other communities, to converge what we can do for a certain communities. So the military is trying to discipline their people, the police trying to discipline their people, and the church trying to facilitate what's going on the ground, in order the problem will float, and then we can discuss what we can do. So far, on our experience for 3 years, we've done a lot, but there are a lot still of issues that we are trying to facilitate and find ways what we can do in a certain communities in a certain period and in a certain ways. So it gives an focus, it gives what we call it, attention, get attention from the president that this is something new in the whole country, and this is the first group maybe where the church, the military, the police, other other agencies of the government are converged together just to talk about peace and development, and at the same time to respect the cultures around us, to respect the traditions of the IPs, and trying to resolve what we can do for the communities.
Bakit kailangan makatulong-tulong yung army at yung church?
Kasi nakita namin sa mga upland area, hinterland area, ang nakikita ng mga tao doon, ang based on their experience, mga taga-simbahan lang at saka military ang nakarating. Para for the people, especially the indigenous people, for them talking about the government is just the military, because their experience is the military presence is just, when they say government, it's all about the military. But then when they say on the other side, the only person that can enter to the area also the pastors or the priests. But during that time, the military are giving name tags to the churches, are working to the NPAs, and at that time also the church, especially me, using pulpits condemning military, that you are doing bad, you are condemning the military men in general in the pulpit. But I realize it's not good, and it will just create another conflict. And then the military men also were convincing people that this priest is a NPA or as a comunista. It creates bad also. It's not become productive until we realize sa military side and then the church side that I think we will not be the one to through each other's bad naming or naming in each other's bad names in its other side. But the good thing maybe we can converge, we can talk, and we can share and try to resolve, because what we are from the church side, what we aiming for is for the good of the people, and then from the military side is for the good of the people. Why not meet each others where we can have a leveling off? And then if there are some fault and bad things done by the military, the church can help for the military officers to tell them to do good feedbacking in order for the military officers to check their military men. And for us also, if our church workers are connected to some bad elements, the military personnel also can give us feedback in order for us to check the church personnel who are working in the hinterland. So we realize that being together, we can do a lot of things.
Sir, ano pong values na nasa church na pareha sa army, sir?
Yung values naman is, in the church is concerns on moral spiritual activities of the people, and then the military is more on security, but the common ground is we are looking for peace. And then for us, the church, peace can be a vehicle for development, and to achieve peace, we can have development, and in the development and along the way, we can also facilitate peace, which the main objective also of the military, to bring the government to deliver the development in order to have peace and to have security of our community, which we are also trying to, which the church is preaching for the salvation of us all. So how can we have salvation even if in our simple communities we don't have peace and they were not able to experience development? So the church now is trying to facilitate, to bring the government to the people, which the military is trying to facilitate for the people to experience the government through their presence. So I think that's the common ground that we were able to work together for peace and development.
Sino-sino pong mga beneficiaries nitong CCPD, sir?
Marami. We have a lot of partners. We did not call them beneficiaries because we think that CCPD is not a dole-out institution. We are not Santa Claus. We believe that we are just facilitator. In fact, we have the goals we have 4 goals. The poem, we call it poem. The poem that we have, like for instance, mobilizations, empower, organize, and the other side, the P, to provide venue to discuss, to provide venue for the politicians, our leaders in our provinces. For instance, the brigade commander of 401st, Colonel Gupana, Pabian, and 402nd, Colonel Gupana. They're so cooperative to us. And Colonel Gupana with his battalion commanders are with us. So if we have something to do, we try to plan together and go together in the area, and it will create impact to the community. Like for instance, our incoming activities, medical missions, and it is a blessing that we have an international group, the evangelical group. This is a group of pastors, different sects, and they become partners of our CCPD. So together with the military and the police, we can reach the people and bring some medicines, some goods, some relief, but it's not for them to be given as beneficiaries, but as partner for them to start a new life, to have to become productive community.
So before the CCPD, sir, mataas ba yung rate ng insurgency dito sa Caraga?
Very high. Anytime there is war, anytime there is ambush, and they are able to penetrate to different communities, and even to the churches, even among ourselves. But with the CCPD, we're able to check each other. Are we still on the right track? Are we working for our country? Are we living a patriotism life? Do we love our country? It's a basic question, even among our priests, among our communities. And the military gives us the reminder that we have the country. But we also give the reminder for the military that we still have God in our country.
So sir, ilang percent kayong cut sa insurgency problems dahil sa the CCPD's claim?
Actually, the CCPD is the main objective is to eradicate insurgency is not the main objective of CCPD. The main objective of the CCPD is just to provide, to be with each other. Insurgency, we did not entertain it. But with our presence, and when the people see that the church, the military, the police, and other stakeholders being together, they were able to find out that insurgency is not an answer, or being a communist part of the Communist Party is not an answer to resolve our problem. To resolve our problem is to maximize our resources where we are, as to unite ourselves to different institutions to look forward what we can give for the people. So slowly, the insurgency become not become popular anymore among the masses, because the masses also is already tired of their black propaganda. Even ourselves, even I myself, I have a lot of projects. I deliver projects, but even the NPAs tag me as intelligence or military. I'm not a military. I'm a priest trying to deliver and to put into flesh what I'm preaching about the good news of the Lord, and give some sustainable activities of our people for livelihood. But then they still tag me as military officers. No, I'm a civilian and a priest who are working with the community. So with this new image of the clergy, of the church and the military, it gives confidence for the people to trust back to the government. So insurgency is not anymore an issue, but still they are there, giving their, showing their strength. But I think, based on my assessment, they are more on business, taxation, not on ideology.
Sir, may May experience po kayo, sir, o na-hear about religious sector, sir, giving support, giving tax to them, sir?
There are some heresies, but I don't have facts. Even NGOs, there are some heresies, but I don't have facts. Even we are tagged by the military, or the Church of Catholic being tagged by the military before that we are supporting NPAs. But based on our experience, we did not directly maybe supporting the rebel soldier or the rebels or the NPAs, but as to assist, maybe indirectly. But we don't have facts that we are really directly supporting the NPAs. But we cannot deny the fact that these people are our people also, and they're also partners of the NPAs. But we did not entertain them as NPAs. We entertain them as people of God, as a community that needs our help, that needs our presence, that needs the Word of God to be reached out to this kind of people.
Sir, ano po ang sabi niyo, sir, di ba, sir, may ibang religious sector din sila sumusuporta din sa mga rallies, sa mga left leaning. So, ano po yung point of view namin, sir?
Actually, it depends on the issues. Because there are issues that different sectors should converge together in order to shout, to do the advocacy for the government to hear. Because there are real issues that to be discussed. There are real issues that to be brought out and call the attentions of our government officials. But to the point of doing doing rallies for their own black propaganda, there are churches doing it, but for us, so far, based on our experience right now, we did not go with them. But we will try to discern if the issues is really holds water, we will go. Because rallies is a sign of our democracy. It's our sign of our freedom that we can voice out what really our real experience. But just doing rallies for the sake of their ideological benefits, I think it's not good for us churches to go with them. But because we, as churches, bringing the Word of God, should shout out to the people and voice out to the people that God is really still with us and working for us, for our salvations, and for our freedom.
Sir, as point of view mo, sir, ano kaya, sir, ano kaya reason noon, sir, ni Father Navarro at ni Father Balwig, sir, ba't umakyat sila sa bundok, sir?
That's I think there's a personal, that's their personal perspective, and they have their personal experience also. A personal experience varies also of their own outlook. And based on my knowledge with the Father Navarro's experience so far, when I was in the seminary during that time, he was able to experience military harassment. And during that time, the one who was able to adapt him are the people in the mountainside. So he was being injected with all those ideology. So he fight for freedom. He fight for the country, which he believe that can call attentions for the government. But that's their personal perspective. But right now, this time, maybe it's not applicable because the government is open and the church is being heard by the government. But I think the only wrong side of our government right now is the system, still the system. The corruptions, the not good the governance aspect, the transparency aspect. But the CCPD is trying to help the government to be more transparent and to be more reachable from other people.
Sir, how could you compare the military noon at the military ngayon?
Very different. The military before, based on my experience, it's very bad.
Yes, can you say?
The military before, especially the officials, there are some military officials which I can name, but I don't want to name them, are corrupt. They're doing lagging. And the people and their military men also are drunkard, doing harassments, doing a lot of violence. But this time, I appreciate the military. They are now more disciplined. And the brigade commanders, the battalion commanders, the company commanders trying to reach out people. And if they hear that their military men are doing bad, they will right away correct them. So I salute to the military today than before. But not to be general before, because there are also military good, but in our experience, there are a lot of military officers in our province or diocese before are bad, just making money. But today, so far, based on our experience, they are trying hard to change the image of the military, which gains the trust and confidence of our people.
So, ano pa kayong dapat gawin ng military?
To continue what they are doing today, and reach the people, reach out to people, go to the people, because we cannot win this fight or this battle through war. We can win it with the heart and mind of the people who have the trust and confidence of our institution in the